going on, it's preacher. For some of the new people out here, getting inside a truck and are thinking about getting inside a truck, don't let bitter truckers deter you from getting inside the truck if that's something that you want to do. Don't go around believing everything that truckers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok be saying. Do your research and make a decision based off of that. I always say make an informed decision if you want to get inside this business or if you want to move up into the business. If you're a company driver and you've been thinking about getting your own truck, do some research. You want to get a lease truck, do some research. You want to buy you a truck, you can save some money, do some research. You want to buy a truck and lease on to a carrier, do your research. You want to lease from a carrier but you don't got to put no money down because you broke and you trying to get out here on the road with no money in your pocket, do some research. I can't tell you how many times when I was leased on to my last carrier in the lease purchase truck that I had. These guys getting these trucks, leasing on with the company, and they don't got a dime in their pocket. They don't have no money in their pocket. I'm going to the office to get me some old like trip envelopes, stuff like that. And people just got their truck. Guy was like, man, you don't got no food? You got food in your truck? I said, of course I got food in my truck. I got to have food in my truck just in case something happened. You know, I mean, hey, you can't give me a couple cans of food or some food I can put in my truck, man, I don't have no money. Why you getting a truck and you don't have no money? Bad decisions. You have people that make bad decisions, getting inside a truck and getting inside of a lease, getting inside of a lease purchase, going out buying a truck, signing on to a carrier, getting your own authority. You got people who make bad decisions all the time. And because they done made bad decisions, they want to tell you how bad it is, or how ain't no money in trucking, or how you can't make money in trucking. They want to tell you all the bad stuff because they made bad decisions. Instead of taking accountability for what they are doing wrong, they want to just get out here, all on social media, and tell you all the problems that they're going through, but they're not telling you about the bad decision that they made. You're not getting the full story. So you listening to these people, and these people is not giving you the full story. They're giving you their narrative, but they're not giving you the full story behind what happened, what caused the problem. Most importantly, they don't give you any solutions. They're not saying, you know, I signed on with this lease company and you know what? I should have read the lease. I didn't read the lease. Now I'm finding out that they charged me for all this and stuff that I didn't know. But when I looked back over the lease, I saw that it was inside the lease that they was going to charge me for this. They was going to charge me for all this and little stuff. You never hear that. You don't never hear that. So it's like when you listen to these people, they just tell you all the problems, but they don't tell you no solutions for the problem. So you hearing all these problems and now you getting scared, but you may be born from a different breed than what they're born from. I don't like people telling me what I can and what I cannot do. I always been that way. When I broke my neck when I was 16 years old, they told me everything that I wasn't going to be able to do. I wasn't trying to hear all that. All my medical stuff that I didn't been through, 2 neck surgeries, you see this from a heart surgery. I'm not going to let people tell me what I can and what I cannot do, because I know what I'm fully capable of. Okay, the Bible said we walk by faith and not by sight. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but evidence of things not seen. So do you have faith in yourself? Do you believe in yourself and what you can accomplish if you put your mind to it? Sometimes you got to do a self-check. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, can I do this? You know what? I believe I can do this. Okay. The Bible said if a man lack knowledge, let him ask for it. It says to exercise wisdom. So, wisdom tells me if I want to get inside of doing this, let me find out as much as possible about this, what I'm trying to do. Yes, I listen to what people have to say about the industry. I want to know it all. I want to know the bad. I want to know the good. Now that I know the bad and I know the good, now how can I be successful knowing all this bad stuff? So instead of listening to these bad stuff, and now it's changing your mind on what you want to do. Okay, how can I navigate through the bad things? They talking about all these purchases, they be giving things back. Well, maybe it's the company. Like I said, the company that I leased on to, I booked my own floors. I negotiated my own rates. I did all that. I had a dispatcher, and then I called the dispatcher and let them know, hey, I got this load coming in from this broker. This is how much it's paying. It's picking up here, and it's going here. They said, okay. They let me know, hey, I received the rate card, I signed it, everything fine. Okay, we good to go. But I decided to pick a company where I can book my own loads. Why? Because I wanted to be in charge of my money. That's why. I didn't want nobody else to be in charge of my money and tell me what I can and what I cannot get. And this is all that's available in this. Why? Because I heard stories about that from other truckers. Their dispatcher telling them, well, this is the best load in the area. This is what I got. This is what it is. So now they're forced to take these loads that's not paying nothing. Or they booking you a load and they're telling you the load is paying one thing, but it's really paying something else. You heard all the stories, so what can you do to change that? Well, to change that, I made sure the lease company that I signed on with was a company where that I can book my own loads. I can negotiate my own freight. I get the actual rate code. So it wasn't no excuses that they're skimming money off the top. I didn't have that to worry about. Why? Because I negotiated my own freight. So I knew how much money that I was getting off that. I had one with a low percentage. You know, so I was at 18% that they charge. I'm like, cool. I had a full maintenance lease. Paid $1,300 a week for a full maintenance. No, I'm not telling y'all to do this stuff. I'm just telling you what I did and why I did what I did. Because when I got into it, I only had a couple amount of a little bit amount of money. I had like $2,500 after everything was said and done. But for me, that was enough for me to start off with, right? So that's what I was doing. I knew not to get out here with no money in my pocket. That's crazy for you to get out here and you don't have no money in your pocket. But a lot of people would take that leap. I don't got no money. I got a couple $100. Oh no, I need to get paid right away. Oh, I can't wait two weeks before I get paid. 2 weeks before I get paid, man, I got bills I got to pay. You know, I mean, you that's getting in it the wrong way. Again, when you get in the wrong way, you already getting in it being behind. So now when you getting in it already and being behind, you have to play catch up now, right? Now you playing catch up. Why? Because you started the wrong way. But they're not telling you that. They're not telling you, hey, when I got this and got inside this lease, I ain't had no money. They're not telling you that. But I have seen it time after time after time. I was with my last lease company for 2.5 years. Every time I was up in the office, there was always at least 5-6 people signing on these leases, and they ain't had no money. They only had a couple dollars in their pocket, $100 inside their pocket. And now what happens? You get out here, you run for 2 weeks, you get a flat tire, you out there on the road, you don't have no money for no tire. So now you call the company. The company go ahead and be like, okay, we're going to replace that tire, but we're going to take that out your check. So now you getting these tires replaced out here on the road, and it's coming out your check. So they telling you they ain't making no money, but are they not making no money because they didn't have some breakdowns that they had to pay for that's coming out their check? Why they ain't making no money? Ever since I left Warner and had got my own truck, I've been making money. Right? I did the due diligence to check out everything. I did the research. I did market analysis. I knew the areas where I wanted to run it. And can I run in this area? No, I know not to go to this state. This ain't the state I can go to. It don't make no sense to go to this state. Oh, this state plays like the state of Florida. No, I can't go to this state because they're going to be playing like the state of Florida. Ain't no need to go there. I'm already starting off in Florida, and I got the leads out of Florida. So that's already at a low rate. I'm not going to take another load to another state that have low rates. I want to stay in the states that have great rates. Especially a great rate. I always try to end, if I come back home, I always try to end up in the state that I know is going to pay me real good coming back into Florida. For instance, this week, I'm going to end up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So now I got a load coming back from Tulsa, Oklahoma, take me back to Florida, paying me $2,900. I always try to end up in a state where it's going to pay me real good going back into Florida, so that way, coming out of Florida, it's at a cheap rate, yes, but I made enough money coming in, and it's going to make up that difference. And before I get to Florida, I go ahead and fuel up as well, because Florida has high fuel. So I make sure I'm fueling up for the $2.99 to $3 before I get to Florida and got the fuel up for $4.12. So you got to know these particular things. Do some research. Make a game plan. Have a business plan. And a business plan is not what you want to do. Well, I'm going to do this. I figure I'll stay out for 2 weeks. No, that's not a business plan. Y'all need to Google what is a business plan and learn how to write a business plan. And see if your business plan is going to make sense. You may want to do all this. You may think you're going to make all this money, but when you run out your business plan may not match the amount of money that you want to make. So what that means? That means you're going to have to change your business plan. Because if you want to make this type of money, you're going to have to run like this. You're going to have to go over here. You're going to have to run these particular areas. Because the area you want to run, you're not going to make that kind of money in the area that you want to run. You're just not. I know when I go home a lot, I'm not going to make my $6,500, $6,700, $6,800 a week like I normally make. I know that because I'm coming out of Florida at a really cheap rate. Now I'm getting back in Florida by Saturday. So within that period of time, I'm not going to make 65, 66. I know that. But if I got something I need to do with my family or that I want to do with my family, I know that, okay, by me coming back, how I'm coming back, I'm going to be at anywhere between 53 to 56, 5700 for the week. This week I left out on Monday, which was yesterday, and I'm coming back, and I'm going to be back on Friday. I'll be back because I have my niece baby shower that I'm going to. So now my total for the week is only at $5,300 because I just went out, went back. Now, at certain times, that certain areas that I can run, that if I go up and run these particular areas, then I can make more. But if a lot of times when I start off at one place and then I go to another place, depending on when I'm going to get back, I need to be back by Friday. But if I had to be back by Saturday, I could have did another load and then picked up another load, and then I could have been at about 62, 63 for the week. But I have to be back Friday because I have to drive my wife and everything to the place, and the baby shower's at 1 o'clock on Saturday, so I got to be back on Friday. So I lost a whole another day, so that's 3 days. So I'm just doing 4 days this particular Friday. So I'm only going to be at $5,300. But I know that, but I know the markets that I can run in. So you have to do your research. Is it money out here in trucking? Yes, it is money out here in trucking. Is it going to come easy to you? No, it's not going to come easy to you. Everybody wants things to come so easy. You think, oh, I'm just going to get this, and I just get this. And, oh, I should get this. No, it's hard. And the money I make may not be enough money for you. That's enough money for me in my house. Me and my family, me and everything. I got everything that I want. Take my vacation when I want to take vacations. You know, but you may need more than that. I mean, I don't know. You may need, you may need. I pay myself $1,800 a week. Everything else goes to the business. My salary is $1,800 a week. That's it. You may need more than that. But that's your decision, though. That's your bills. That's your decision. That's you put yourself in the situation. You budget yourself for what you need. My budget is just $1,800 a week, and we fine. And I can still save up $1,000 a month in my personal savings account at $1,800 a week. The rest of it goes inside my checking account. My bills don't come up to that much out of the month, but that's what I want to make so I can live comfortably. Go on vacations. Send my son money. He didn't move up there to Maine, so he calling for some money. I had to send him some money. But it's just little stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, people are like, oh, you just paying yourself $1,800. That's all you making? Yes, that's all I make. It's $1,800 because that's all I need. I don't live beyond my means. I don't. I live within my means. That's what I live at. So $1,800, that's affordable for me a week. I'm cool with that. That's all I need. My business bills get paid and my business have to make money. See, that's the other thing. A lot of people don't be business minded. You listen to people that's not business minded, they still think like an employee and don't think like a business owner. They're going to lead you astray. You have to be business minded inside this business. How you running a business but your business is not making any money? Make that make sense. You paying yourself all the money and your business is not making no money. So if your business is not making no money, I have business credit. You can go to Dunn's and Beck Street and get my business credit. I got business credit, right? I got a credit card through my business. If I ever was to need it for something, I have business credit. Why? Because my business has accounts. And then I have to pay them when I'm ordering for them. Whatever I order for and whatever I do and stuff like this, I have to pay those accounts. So my business has business credit. And I can go to the bank and the bank can look up and I can show them how much money is coming into my business and how much money my business have saved up to show that my business is making money. When I pay my taxes, it shows that my business is making money. I'm just an employee of my business, and that's why I'm on salary, because I'm an escort. My business makes money. So when you look back at all my records, with all this is free information from the Free Credit Reporting Act or Free Act of Information, whatever it's called, you can look all this up. I got people all the time looking all this up. I got people who want to just throw money at me all the time. they look up my stuff and they see my tax records for the last years. It shows that my business is making money. It shows how much my business grossed and how much money that my business ended with at the end of the year. So my business is making money. That's the other thing. People got these business, yeah, they make some money, but they pulling all their money out the business. No, I'm on the salary of my business. I'm an employee of my business. My business pays employee tax. Every 3 months, I got to pay taxes to the IRS. Every 3 months. Because I'm an employee of the business. So being an employee of the business, I have to make pay these taxes of being employee of the business, and my business is still making money. So I have money inside my business account because it's making money. Y'all be listening to the wrong people a lot of times, and you let the wrong people deter you from stepping out there and doing some stuff. I'm just saying, listen, it's good to listen to everybody, because even though they may have made a lot of mistakes getting started in this game, learn from their mistakes. It says a smart man learns from other people's mistakes. So learn from other folks' mistakes, where they went wrong. So that way you don't have to do that. And look for the solution for their mistakes. If you're going to watch them, you're going to listen to their mistakes, come up with a solution to their mistakes. Part of being a business owner, you're going to have to learn how to come up with solutions and handle situations when they arise. You're going to have to do that. I just learned from other people's mistakes. I've learned from what other people has been going through, so I don't make those same mistakes. Or if something was to happen, because I've been seeing what somebody else did, I know what to do inside that particular situation now, because I learned from what they did and what they had to go through. It's bad out here. It really is. That's how I learned when you rent a vehicle, a truck. A lot of brokers don't want to book a load with you if you got a rented truck. If your name is not on the side of that truck, your business name is not on the side of that truck, they don't want to do business with you. They're like, nope, your name got to be on the side of the truck and just your name. That's it. I learned that from other people, and then I learned that from, I did that one time. When my truck was down and I had a rented truck, they was like, nah, I couldn't book with the broker. Y'all want to know the broker? That was Saddle Creek Logistics. They was like, only one name need to be on that truck. That need to be the name that you're putting this load up on. So I had lost that load that one time. So I'm like, okay. So I asked the broker some information, and he gave me a whole bunch of information. Because at that time, that's when I started thinking about going ahead and just getting my own authority and stuff. So he gave me a whole bunch of information that I was looking for. He was a real cool dude, but I had learned a lot from the broker. He said brokers are starting to go through that now because you got a lot of people out here that's stealing freight. You got a lot of dispatchers that are using other people's MC numbers to get other loads and actually stealing those loads. I was like, wow. He told me all the stuff that was going on, that what these dispatchers is doing. That's why I dispatch myself. That's why I made that video about dispatchers too. They're calling me left and right. Every morning I always get some. That's why I'm like, nah, I'm not finna have that, because I'm not finna have my MC number in trouble. Tracy Andrew Jackson had that happen with him with his MC number. He had to go through all that, the lawyers and stuff, the insurance companies and stuff out here is happening. You know, so I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to get inside of a situation like Andrew Jackson had got inside of a situation. They got to deal with the insurance companies and all this other particular stuff. Not saying that he used any dispatchers. It's just somebody got a hold to his information and was able to use it. So I'm trying to keep my stuff as secure as possible. And don't even be out there. I even got stuff on my safer when you do my MC number. tells you, hey, please call to confirm. So they know if you're not talking to me directly to me, then don't book this unload with this carry. You got to talk to me before you can book this unload. So I do all those particular stuff. Yeah, so again, man, y'all don't let other truckers deter y'all from getting out here inside this trucking industry. You can do it. You put your mind to it. You have faith. You believe. You can do it. I'm just saying, get educated on it before you do it. Put some time in and educate yourself on all this stuff before you do it. That's the only thing that I'm saying. You got to be educated to make sure you're making a great informed decision that works for you. I always say this. You've been working at other jobs and you've seen sorry people that you work with, right? You see how people can work circles around them, but this joker is sorry. This joker is lazy. He no good, but he worked for the same company doing the same thing you doing. But you doing double the work that this person is doing. This person is sorry and lazy. But he's still working for the same company doing the same thing that you doing. Well, it's just like that in trucking. You're going to have some sorry truckers out here that's going to be complaining about every single thing, but they're not good of a worker like you are. That's in every business. It don't change because you didn't went to trucking. It's still the same thing. It's still that same sorry dude, but now that sorry dude done got his CDLs or her CDLs, and now they in trucking, and now they complaining about everything. But they could be sorry people. I done heard them all the time. Yeah, trust me. Oh, I don't drive at night. I only drive during the daytime. I don't drive at night. You don't drive at night? Oh no, I'm always shut down by 8 o'clock the latest. 8 o'clock the latest. I don't drive at night. And be the same person complaining because there ain't no loads out there. They dispatcher can't find them a load, or they can't find no loads. Ain't no loads out there. Or there's no loads playing. No, it's no loads playing for your criteria that you want to run. That's what I mean by you don't know the whole story with these people. You really don't. It's just no loads paying for their particular criteria. You may be all right with driving at night. Listen, some of my best paying loads picked up at 6 p.m. and I had to drive the rest of the night. The load that I'm picking up in Tulsa, going back to Florida, 6 p.m. pickup. Yep, it's a 6 p.m. pickup. I can care less I got to drive throughout the night. Guess what? My other load, it delivers 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to have a full clock at 6 p.m. and I'm going to sleep and I'm going to drive throughout the night. Why? Because I got to get home. But the load paid good, $2,900. It's $2,900 and it's like 35,000 pounds. So I'm good. Don't say you want to make money, but you don't want to do what it takes to make the money. Y'all have a great day.